Good evening, everyone. So here we are again, and we have a very special guest with us today. Hi, Kiku.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Kiku Namita Paul is a mindfulness facilitator passionately participating in the field of emotional wellness. So, Kiku, can you tell us what is a mindfulness facilitator? Who is that?
So, mindfulness is basically awareness of our experience in the moment, and that is without judgment.
Okay.
So, when we accept the moment that we're experiencing as it is, without thinking that it's good or bad, in full awareness, like an observer, then we are being mindful.
All right.
And my purpose, you can call it purpose or passion, is to help people experience more and more such moments.
Okay.
So that's why I call myself a mindfulness facilitator.
So it's basically a awareness about your surroundings, and you are just be active, like.
Yes, it can be your surroundings also. It can be your own emotions. It can be what's happening to your body from within, what somebody else is doing. Basically, just seeing, observing the moment without really, getting emotionally involved or thinking that this is good or this is bad.
Okay.
Just the moment is what it is. And when we experience that moment fully, in full awareness, without judgment, we actually gain a lot of power to then change something that we wish to change. Because if we're not accepting of the moment, we cannot change the next one.
Kiku, you have done formal education in commerce and then you did MBA. So how come mindfulness?
Yeah, so like I said, it's
quite a transition actually.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, it's become a passion and then now a purpose as well. I was initially just flirting with meditation.
Okay.
And I think,
that's interesting.
Yeah, initially, I would say that the awareness that there was something came very early when I was a teenager, and my nanima, she passed away, and that was my first experience as an individual who could, think, remember of having lost somebody I loved. And so nothing would make me feel better. And I tried this and I tried that, and then I found the speaking tree in the newspaper.
Yeah,
and
I love that too, speaking tree. I used to read a lot.
Yeah, and it just sort of gave me a sense of calm and I would say acceptance.
Okay.
And so from there I started, thinking about it, and then I would go into groups, join anybody who was, calling people over for meditation, mindfulness. And then, did a course in art of living, did a course with the Brahma Kumaris, did a course with Sadhguru, and did a course with Anand Sangh. And of course, everything had something to add to what I was gathering within in terms of putting my own practice together. And it helped me, reach where I am today. And it made such a huge difference to me that I just, it's become my purpose to help people realize what it can really do to a person in a really good way.
Kiku, at what age should we start mindfulness? According to you, what do you think that when should we start? What's the best time?
Yeah, there
best
should
age,
be
right?
some stage, right? Or like.
So that's the amazing thing. Actually, we should start when we are children. And if we are actually, able to get children to do this, and teenagers to do this, and young adults to do this, it can really help a person, find their own passions, their own purposes in life, and also help them, stabilize themselves. What is happening today in terms of India being called the most depressed country in the whole world.
Yeah.
And mental health is the buzzword nowadays, and everybody's experienced so many issues with the last 2 years especially. And people would generally think that spiritual stuff is only for senior citizens, and you should come to it only towards the fag end of life when you've run out of other stuff to do. But actually I realized that when one is living mindfully, then one is actually able to find the one thing that one loves and to excel in it, because when you're in the moment, you're actually thinking in a very focused manner. Your creativity is enhanced, your ability to focus is enhanced, your stress levels are low, and you're actually performing at absolute peak levels. So, the sooner we can get youngsters into it, the better.
But I think they are getting really getting into these mindfulness and meditations because of this fast moving world, I guess, and they're working day and night, and so they need something to focus or just come back to.
Actually Anand, you're right. From the previous generation being more into religiosity, this generation is more into spiritual growth, right. Because they, as you said, life and pace and everything is making them realize that if they don't have an anchor themselves in something, they're going to be lost very soon.
What kind of mindfulness can we do for little children?
So see, there can be...
Where do we start actually?
So we can get them to do small cute exercises that they would like. They can just be taught to experience something that they're tasting. They can experience fully what they're seeing.
Okay.
They can close their eyes and breathe and imagine that they can hear the heartbeat of the person sitting next to them.
Okay.
They can visualize themselves and sitting tall as a mountain. They can roll in the grass and feel the earth and how the grass feels on bare feet.
Focusing on one thing.
It's about,
because the mind also, I think,
focusing on one thing at a time. Not your mind is just on everything, it's just on one thing, and then you experience that thing, then you move forward to another thing.
So mind,
this is actually just if your bare feet on the grass and you're absolutely focused on the touch of the grass blades on your feet, the soles of your feet, what will you be thinking? Nothing, just that.
Just the feel of the...
So you're actually taking a break from your thoughts, because we're not our emotions, we're not our thoughts, we're not our body. There is an energy that is driving us, and it is that energy that comes into play when we get into a mindful state.
How easy or difficult is it? Like in physical exercise or yoga asanas, we know the steps that have to be followed, but not when it comes to mindfulness, isn't it?
So actually, physical exercise also, we build our capacity for it, isn't it?
Yeah.
We go to the gym or we do yoga and we gradually build on stamina. And as we keep at it regularly in a regular routine way, then we start showing the results. You can see the toned body or the muscles enhanced, built.
Okay,
and so that the physical exercise has given good results. So similarly, you don't see immediate results of mindfulness. Of course, there is the instant, feel-good factor and stress reduction, which is a very good side effect. But the real purpose is actually awareness. So when we are, the more mindful we are, the more we become aware. The more we become aware, the more mindful we are. So it's like a positive cycle.
Okay.
And gradually, as we keep at it in regular routine, say we devote 15 minutes, 20 minutes, even 10 minutes if you can spare just that every morning, evening. So then we start seeing the results, let's say after a couple of months, 2-3 months. So if we stay at it, then we start realizing that we are able to observe ourselves, our own selves, our own thoughts from a distance. And it's only when we reach that stage of the observer, of our own feelings, of our own thoughts, then we can start thinking about turning them a certain way. So when we are able to see, okay, I'm getting angry, and initially we'll know that we're getting angry, but we might not be in a position to stop ourselves from reacting.
Right.
And then gradually we'll reach a stage where we'll able to say, okay, I'm getting angry, but maybe this is how I should respond, not react. So our response ability is enhanced gradually, as opposed to being reactive all the time. So the more mindful we are, the more in control of our own lives we are, because nobody can just come and turn us a certain way, make us behave a certain way, and then we say, oh, they did this, so that's why I ended up doing this. The more we have the oars firmly in our own hands, the better quality life we lead.
So it is like in exercise, you're more, like you just mentioned, you're more toned up gradually. So in this, you're more toned in the inner self,
There is
physical or inner
research
self.
on meditation, mindfulness being done in universities, and Sadhguru just spoke about Rutgers University doing a certain project there. So what happens is that when we do regular meditation, mindfulness, we enhance the thinking part of the brain, we strengthen that, and the reactive part of the brain is more under control.
So these are like long-term benefits?
Absolutely, there's no doubt about it. The only thing is that you have to stick with it.
Stick with it. That's the most difficult part.
Because sometimes people don't see immediate results, so they give up.
So thank you, Kiku. It was such an eye-opener for me, and I'm
Thank
sure
you
for
so much.
Anand.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you. I'm glad to be able to talk about mindfulness, and I hope I can get, if even just a few convertees, then that would be great.
I'm sure. And anybody who would like to get in touch with Kiku, you can write to us on our YouTube channel.
You can find all the details in the description.
Right.
So yeah.
So I guess it's never too late or too early to start your practice.
Absolutely.
And Kiku is right there with us, and otherwise also to guide you. Thank you so much for being here, Kiku. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.